I stand here atop the peak of all knowledge, YouTube. Truly, there is no more information about Mega Man to collect elsewhere. This entire library is just for show. I learned everything off of YouTube. That's a degree within itself, right? Hi, welcome. I am playing more Mega Man Maker 3. Maker? No. Make a Good Mega Man Level 3. Last time, we got through a little bit over halfway of Tier 11. And we're probably going to actually finish it up today. This tier went very, very quickly, but that's a good sign for how good the levels actually are. So, welcome back, any returning viewers, and welcome anybody who might have jumped from Twitter or so. It's nice to have you here. What do we have? A certified book hater here. Either way, I kind of like them. Pikachu, all these books suck. Why are so many people going out of their way to read them? They should be going out into the world and trying to find all sorts of creatures, like me. Do you just naturally exist in the world? I don't feel like that makes any sense. Cerberus Man, history's written by the winners, as the saying goes. I'm sure I won't find much of value here. All goes well for me. Perhaps the dial will turn in Robot Kind's favor, ever so slightly. I'm sure you're more than comfortable with your mark on the literature, however. Yeah, in fact, actually, I have a paper published, asshole. Don't talk to me like that. Hey. Hey, Grim. Nice to see you again. How you been? Magmatic Panic. Alright, sounds promising. I personally have had a pretty good weekend. I guess I have a handful of things to talk about. I turned 26 yesterday. I didn't exactly have a whole lot going on for that. The only thing I really did to celebrate was make my favorite dinner. I made pasta carbonara. Didn't really have time for too much else, just considering I had to kind of turn out that edited video yesterday. It was... Otherwise, it would have been kind of stuck in forever purgatory, and we can't have that, so... At the very least, it was still accomplishing to get that done. And then also, you know, make myself something nice. Haven't made carbonara in a good long time for some reason. I think just because the last time I didn't really get what the technique was, but this time it came out beautifully. The eggs did not break. It was not grainy. It was delicious. Oh, why did two levels in this contest decided to combine Jewel Man platforms with magma beams? I'm for it, but I can definitely see most people are currently breaking down and having a flashback in this level. Good, busy week mostly because of family obligations is what it is. Yeah, sometimes it is. Alright, well, those poor fuckers just got annihilated. Yeah, no, I understand that. There's certain family items happening behind the scenes for me as well. It's maybe not complicating things as far as my schedule goes, but it is things to consider. Really good work on that. Thank you very much. I was pretty proud of that one. I actually had a good chance to showcase some, you know, a failure and a couple of just epic win streaks of skilled gambling. Plus, actually, you know, I had to practice learning a couple new things with each different edit is always a good goal to have. Like with that one, what is it? That was the first time I actually figured out how to muffle audio within DaVinci Resolve. So, you notice there's the 1 second there where I was stuck in the washing machine. I actually muffled the audio with that. It didn't take me exactly too long to figure it out because YouTube tutorials are a thing. But, you know, advancing my knowledge with each published video is a pretty good feeling. Ooh, okay. I like the attention with the count bomb that goes up to 9 there. That gives just enough time if you miss the first cycle. I love that use Jewel platforms magazine as House of Fun with so considered House of Actually Fun. I mean, I guess the other one wasn't exactly considered a house either. Maybe this should be the fun of house. I don't know why that makes sense either. Well, actually, no, yeah, because it's the opposite, right? Maybe, no, this should be the House of Misery, then. That's what it should be. So far, this is fun. Much better execution of this concept. It also even uses count bombs. I mean, count bombs are, as we've found out, you know, before, generic, so they're not exactly, you know, the most original thing. But it is actually notable that the same gimmicks are being used, and with a much more coherent aesthetic, nonetheless. Let's see. What else has happened? Purchased a new controller. Oh, that... okay, that's a little brutal. Glad I got that, but that's a little bit brutal. I bought myself a new controller because the old Xbox 360 controller was wearing down a little bit, and also it was time to just get something with a better D-pad and analog stick. I bought one of the current game sirs, I think the G7 or something like that, the S7, I don't remember, but it's you know, the buttons feel a little bit strange. I'm used to them clicking a lot more, but overall it's functional. It's maybe a little bit small for my hands, but I think it's something I'm getting used to. I do enjoy just the actual feeling of the stick, though, and that's really what's important. It doesn't feel nearly as worn out as the other one did. Right, email a bit late. Tried using that clip you sent me with compression. It's supported by Premiere Pro. Oh, I shouldn't have been looking. Compression type isn't supported by Premiere Pro. Oh, like it can't open like an MKV file? And then they linked me halfway through because it was also getting the unsupported compression type of error. Huh. That's strange. I mean, I could re-export it as an MP4 if that's the problem. I really thought I could make that. I guess I could just stand on that or use the ladder. Yeah, I guess I could just try and re-render it as an MP4. I think Move works too. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I've had that, you know, 1080p download from YouTube website kind of crap out on me for live streams a little bit before. Like, I think sometimes it just doesn't work super good with, like, I don't know, videos that are too long. But, yeah, I can do that. Okay. Put down it again later, 720, see if it works, assuming you don't mind the quality drop. I mean, I do mind a little bit, but, I can just export a clip at 1080p in an MP4 file. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that is actually strange why it wouldn't, Ooh, that's rough. Why it wouldn't recognize an MP4 if it was downloaded at 1080p, but oh well. I don't know anything about Premiere Pro, so can't speak to it. Let's see. Anything else happen? Oh yeah, I played Mega Man X again this weekend, which, I mean, there must have severely been something wrong with me. But no, what happened is I was kind of interested in trying it out again after watching Pink Kitty Rose do her like damage shuffler marathon of X1 through X6. And I really was in the spirit to play something from, you know, the Radical series of Mega Man and just give, you know, X another try. I really did actually like a lot of Mega Man X again. It was, I mean, you know, I already kind of felt it was the best Mega Man X that I've played so far. And it was actually quite fun going through the levels. I was reminded, it's like, oh wow, there really is a lot of good game design here. Then I got to Wolf Sigma at the end, and I was like, oh, yeah, I don't need to play this ever again, huh? I don't ever need to beat this boss another time in my life. Too much of a pain in the ass. Like, the first two form, like the dog and then the lightsaber form are fine, but then just dealing with the final form of Wolf Sigma is ridiculous without sub-tanks. I just flat out did not bother to do so. I just decided to quit the game before I got too mad. Ah, Fireman. Not nearly as insane in this edition. I said I think the downloader gave up halfway through. Oh, yeah. Okay. 935 megabyte file. Okay, that is kind of weird. Well, so it was kind of easy to fight. Really? Well, maybe I don't quite know the trick for the final phase. I was able to, you know, I got through the dog phase you know, with only a couple scratches. And then eventually I learned how to, you know, bait lightsaber Sigma into not touching me. But like, oh god, I was not having it in that final one. Too many large projectiles to dodge, too much shit to randomly throw at you. A lot of blind spots if you look out for them. Alright. Must have just missed it, damn. Once I know those, then I could probably fully endorse Mega Man X instead of having this, you know, rough spot at the end for it. Magmatic Panic by Sky. Alright, so my thoughts was, the use of the gimmicks in this stage was a good bit better than how House of Fun did it. I didn't mind House of Fun so much because I kind of appreciated the challenge, but at the same time, the combination of the magma platforms and the jewel platforms, or magma beams and jewel platforms in House of Fun, it got very samey after a while. Meanwhile, here you could tell that there was like actually interesting combinations of them, or even individual uses of them taking place, like count bombs that actually respect the timers of the magma beam without being too harsh. The part where you like had to slide to hit the count bombs and then actually get out before the magma beam eviscerated you. Balancing that one spot where you actually had to get the token where the platform was above it, trying to stand perfectly still on it. Magma beams also just annihilating certain enemies by barely clipping their heads. Really cool attention to detail and use of all the things in this stage. I really enjoyed that quite a lot. There were some moments of, I can't believe I actually have to stand on the edge of this magma beam emitter and not get fried. That's maybe a little bit tight to ask of the player. But overall, I had a really good time with that level. It's only a shame that it was just same old Fireman at the end there. Oh, also the aesthetics were top-notch. They were great. Is X5 or X8 Sigma. It's X5 Sigma again. I clearly tried to block that from my memory. Trying to think, because we start off and oh yeah, no, X5 Sigma was ridiculous. There was just way too much going on in that fight. I mean, eventually you kind of get into a rhythm, but like, I try not to think about how badly you have to abuse the armor in that game to get through that and get through with the invincibility frames, and also just how much health every boss in X5 has. Ugh, gross. Let's see, what do the judges have to say about this? Appropriate names. Certainly I was crazy anxious the entire time. In this case, probably a good thing. It's rare to see instant death gimmicks that can sustain an entire stage, but the magma beams here do a good job. Frightening new setups, breaking it up every so often. Yeah, that's true. It also wasn't just completely assaulting me the entire time either. So just with pendulums and count bombs, some highlights for the combinations. Yep. Without being unfair is a huge challenge, as exemplified earlier in the game. As level largely manages, the only one that felt a little odd was the very last one. Yeah, it was maybe a little too tight to stand in between the two beams, but at the very least you just go under, get the token, it's easier that way. Here, taking with count bombs, a lot more wiggle room with them than you might expect, but still keeps the tension up. Just love when the magma beams murdered enemies for me. Yeah, it's very funny. Implementation of Carry. First encounter is almost uncomfortably claustrophobic, given the fiery death just behind you. Every future cart might be harmless, especially the one that's trapped between a wall and count bombs. Yeah, that one's never getting released. But otherwise, Magma Beam level deserves a solid play, even if I never want to play it again because of anxiety. XD. Extreme with Unarmored X is a personal achievement. Yep, that can certainly remain a personal one. I'm not that insane. But it would be impressive to see. Admittedly, I'm struggling to come up with things to say about this one, not because it's bad, mind you, because it's not exactly the most memorable level either. Really? I mean, I guess it's memorable because of the context of the game now, given that, you know, we had another Swing plus Magma Beam level that was not as good. So it makes this one kind of stand out on a meta basis. Let's see, I pulled off relatively fine here. Situations more interesting. Blah, blah, blah. Platforming is pretty easy, save for one specific part, trying to get to the token at the end. The thing required to do it is really precise. Yeah, it was kind of hard to squeeze through. Not much else to talk about here. All in all, it's a perfectly serviceable stage for what it is. Let's see. Fiery swings, dangerous contraptions. What's a vanilla level with a simple premise? Okay. Spot on, I would agree. Swinging platforms with magma beams, create a good dynamic. A reverse difficulty curve. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the last challenge was kind of tough, but it did get a little bit easier. Fireman to end things off is a slight disappointment. Yeah, just standard old fireman. Gosh, you ever go out of your way to listen to awful video game music? Not in particular, but, you know, I listen to the Crazy Bus theme at least once in my life, so I'm not a complete stranger to that field. So you can use magma lasers and chew up platforms together without making me weep in agony. Observe the act quickly, it's a great gameplay style. Let's see here. Timing is good, comfortably tight. Power-ups ensure the player always has the option to use special weapons. I didn't even feel the need though, considering a lot of the enemies were pretty easy to take care of. Honestly, elaborate graphics create a good atmosphere. The level makes the most of ladders, twisty architecture, differently angled lasers, strategically placed enemies, and gimmick synergy. Basically everything a Mega Man level should do. And a few of the enemies to be absorbed by lasers is fun. Mini-boss and the bus fit the premise. The bus and boss, who fit the premise but lack pizzazz. You know, issues are minor though. I had some trouble telling the wall and background ceiling apart on account of their colors, and the sheer number of death lasers made the level a little exhausting on replay. I might restructure the order of challenges and finesse a few screens, but nothing stands out that needs improvement. Challenges that are focused, pretty well refined, tough but fair, and just right amount of complexity is a level I can get behind. At a safe distance, of course, the lasers hurt. I like the intellectual design put in this level. What do you mean intellectual design put into this level, huh? Like, that's just a very weird way of saying the design. I just didn't think it was very fun. There was an awful lot of player waiting around and doing nothing. Okay, sometimes you need to wait in order to make a gimmick work good and also build some tension. Very quickly sees what they have to do on any given screen, so the entire play experience becomes very mechanical. What really drags the level down is checkpoint placement. I wouldn't say incredibly punishing, but individually, most rooms were great. However, the sheer number of rooms that use the magma beams gimmick, whose very nature revolves around waiting, drags the entire experience down. Nah, hard disagree with A-Spark on basically every single point here. Bounce set of magma beams will always result in the death, as you do not know the second one exists. What? No, it won't. Oh, I guess on the first time, yeah, because you don't know what to prepare for. That's a fair criticism, but still, Mini-boss and the boss seem to have just been thrown in for the sake of having them. I mean, it's not a bad inclusion, it helps break things up. Intellectual design. Didn't Fireman wearing a monocle and top hat? What is he referring to? Yeah, I know, right? I mean, just because it takes place in a grand library doesn't mean that it's automatically intellectual. Just because we have Santa pondering his orb back here doesn't also mean that, like, you know, it's, doesn't mean that either. Pondering doesn't mean intellectuality by necessity. Fell down that rabbit hole last night. Shout out to Wild Woody's Treasure Cave themes for being the musical embodiment of a goofy-ass clown chasing you with a knife with intent to stab you 28 times. Oh, so penis music is what you're referring to. Compass Man. People often turn to me for book recommendations, but I'm never the type to recommend things. It's hard to pick favorites. When I think about it, people also turn to me a lot to ask for directions, and a whole lot of other things. What do they think I am? Some kind of almighty Wait a minute. Yeah, the sad realization hits, huh? Right, light novels and isekai. Heavy novels. Are they hard to pick up? There's gotta be a gag here. Yep. Bunch of massive books here that seem to be detailing excessive, overcomplicated lore, going on and on about what happened in X universe, filled with useless trivia and endless twists and turns. Who would ever inject stuff like this into a work of fiction? Oh, I don't know. Just some crazy people. Advanced penis music. You're so right. Penis and balls music. First Darkness by Scatman's World. Hey, that's not a bad song. We can't be having these two conversations in the same breath. Oh, hi, it's dark here. Also, hello? Oh, okay. Interesting. I can barely tell my left itch from my right in this pitch black stage, and we're expected to go through its death list for 2 of its tokens? Thankfully, we've got copies of all the tokens over there. Grab what you need. Alright, death list. Gotta keep that in mind. I see the FNAF logbook in there, straight up to the Testicular Tunes. Testicular Tunes is a good one. Got the FNAF logbook, we got, I don't know, the Mega Man X lore. What else we got? Oh, so that's not a real Pharaoh shot. I see. I'm disappointed in that. I was really hoping that would be a real Pharaoh shot. Well, I guess I gotta retry now to actually get my tokens. One MLP Fallout fanfiction longer than the Bible. And yeah, probably. I mean, it was interesting. I wouldn't say I had a very interesting relationship. I would just say that I had an antagonistic relationship to the MLP fandom when I was much younger. Okay, I see. There's a much stricter timer on this than would have imagined. All right, that's actually kind of ludicrous. No, I was in high school. I was very much one of those anti-brony types. Very much hated anything to possibly do with it. Just thought it wasn't, I don't know, quote unquote right. It was I was a little too hyper-focused on masculinity as a teenager. But despite that, every single one of my friends was in the fandom, so I kind of had to, you know, live with it / accept it, and it made me grow as a person, so that's a good thing. But it is, it holds a weird place in my heart to where it's like, this is special for me for not the right reasons, or maybe for very strange reasons. This fandom lives rent-free in my head. Oh, there we go. Another Pharaoh recharge. Alright, well, interesting gimmick to the stage. I can tell this is probably going to get very irritating quite quickly if I have to do things deathless for tokens. I mean, I might as well go and get that. It's free, essentially. An antagonistic relation to the fandom. Mine was Twilight, as due to very personal circumstances. Yeah, Twilight was not one of those. An N tank? What the hell? Oh, Nitro. Okay, we're getting Crash Bandicoot in this. Oh god, what is happening here? Oh god, hold on. I need to focus here for a second. This is a lot of brain power being used to navigate this. Right. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, Twilight was just the typical kind of, you know, a better love story than Twilight. Haha, everybody. Kind of shit that we would do in elementary school. I honestly, it's weird. Oh, damn it. All right, well, I guess I'll just redo the run maybe later, so I don't have to keep repeating it constantly. But I know, honestly, extremely little about Twilight. I know that, you know, there's the Wolfman and the vampire, but that is literally the only thing that I know about that entire series. I managed to somehow avoid it entirely when I was younger, and it's also, interestingly, one of those things that just has never resurged when, as I've gotten older. I hear people reference it. People who are, you know, maybe 10 years older than me reference it every once in a while, but Considering that it doesn't come back up as like, wow, this actually was really good. It's like, it probably wasn't. So nothing of value was lost. Rat that I hate, the bat that I hate. Alright, for a level that's... Okay, this is maybe one level where I would agree that maybe a weighting-based challenge is... like the... Okay, can this thing stop? Maybe a weighting-based challenge like the maces is kind of inappropriate for the gimmick. Oh, and this thing just does the same thing every time. That's a little odd. Alright, because, yeah, but who the hell wants to be stuck waiting while they have a, you know, a fair shot above their head? I don't feel like that makes much sense. Oops. Okay. We're taking a middle school English class with a teacher who had to include any Twilight-related news as a conversation. Oh, God. That's like being on the internet 6 years ago, and to a certain extent today, and then having to hear every single person in the world talk about how great Undertale is. Isn't that lovely? Ah, okay, I see. I was wondering what the gimmick here was. Not exactly dangerous. Oh, it's nice. I'm not sliding into a rat by the time I respawn on that screen. Just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And make Bionicles. Not the worst teacher you've ever had. Yeah, I mean, there are some teachers that are obnoxious, but then there's others that are just like, wow, you are actively harming my experience here as a student. So, you know, there's an appreciable difference. Okay, for the record, I knew that would hurt me. I just didn't know how low my health was, and I was thinking, well, maybe there's a secret down there. One of those tiles looks a little strange, but oops, was wrong. 11th grade chem teacher who unironically idolized Walter fucking White. Oh God, no. Let me speak right now for the chemistry community. That person does not represent the chemistry community. They're not a true chemist. You absolutely cannot do this. Like, even if you enjoy Breaking Bad, which I do, you're a weirdo if you can actually manage to... I mean, idolizing Walter White is even further insane, but then to just even have a non-complicated relationship with Breaking Bad is remarkable, especially, at least, you know, for me during my time going through school. It was very much a, oh God, everybody has now seen Breaking Bad, and for some reason they, well, not for some reason, but they all think that they're comedians by asking me if I can make meth for them. Like, it is the most obnoxious thing in the entire world. Anything I'm missing in here? No? Maybe I shouldn't have been lighting this place up? Okay. Oh, there is a ladder up there. Gotcha. His life hell, and she had him years later. Yeah. I'll fail every single day. We were all going to fail the chem regents. Ew. That's very mean. That's so down-putting. No need for that. This... Oh, this isn't a secret door of some kind? Okay, that's a weird background detail to have there. Have it mean nothing. Okay, now we have short burst Ferroman shots. Though there's no good indication that these are gonna suddenly be short. So I don't feel like that is not a well-communicated gimmick. This is a fun little challenge. It's not too bad to actually go over there and try and grab that token, but it's still not great that it's just like, so surprise, your Ferroman shot lasts only like 10% of the normal length. Okay, come on. That was perfectly timed to get me if I didn't hesitate. That's not really cool for a stage where you don't want to be waiting. Personal tutoring sessions with him because I was having trouble grasping the material. Gee, I wonder why. And fails to show up 3 times. Good God, that is That's less committed than a fucking chemistry graduate student. Chemistry graduate students at least show up because they think they're gonna lose their, their employment as a grad student if they don't bother doing the whole I fell for that again. If they don't bother doing the whole TA business. But, like, damn, to just have a teacher not show up, that is so wildly negligent. He, definitely deserved all the hell that your sister gave him. At that point, I mean, it's like, really, why become a teacher? Like, I can understand at a certain point maybe you become jaded of the whole profession, but to really just let things slip that far, it's like, come on. You're providing a service to people. You can't, to kids. Like, you can't just let it all go like that. Well, if for some reason chemistry ever pops back up into your life, always free to talk about that. Everybody can hear my chemistry for free because usually people would have to pay me. Or usually I feel like I would have to pay people to make them listen to me ramble on about chemistry forever. Oh, that was mean. Okay. The level is getting a little bit mean with the things popping out. I don't like having nitro cans pop out at me from below. Nor do I enjoy having just constant instant death everywhere and everything. Darkman. Alright, well that's fitting at the very least. I'm gonna try disguise. Any disguise? I don't think you understand. Darkness is my disguise. To hide in plain sight. To be able to strike from any position. You're not gonna teleport, are you? Knowing that your opponent knows you're there, but at the same time doesn't. Alright, Darkman, you're starting to get a little bit fetishistic about this. Are you called Darkman if you're only just now thinking of this strategy? That was an unnecessary comment. That was uncalled for, Crash. Why would you say that? Don't make fun of people's names. Uh-huh. No point conversing with that robot. It's just you and me now. Who is this? The Darkness? Do I need to cast Magic Missile? Wait, this isn't Mega Man, well, whatever that one fan game is. Unlimited? Exactly who you think it is. You're acting naive. You were unaware that I wouldn't notice. Those cans you were using. Yes, yes, yes. Didn't think they have my power, but they only sorta kinda have my power. The sick. Such sickness. I'll get the equivalent curse. The Pharaoh's curse. The curse of Ra. Oh, okay. We're playing Undertale now. Okay, so it's gonna alternate between a normal Pharaoh Man fight and that. I see. Interesting. Okay, kind of a wily plug ball kind of attack. Alright, okay, problem is I'm terrible at fighting Pharaoh Man. Just use a skip for the 2 deathless tokens. I mean, you would do that. I'm insane. I will give it a shot. I'm gonna unironically go feral. I mean, it sounds pretty justified, to be quite honest. Some people really do just leave that bad of a scar on your life, and a teacher really shouldn't be doing that, but unfortunately, it so often is. I'm just glad that I didn't want to ever stick with teaching. Even when I didn't want to do my teaching job as a TA, I still at least did it my best, and I'm happy with that. Okay, being on flat surface actually does. Hey, Pharaoh Man, you can't just start angling your Pharaoh shot. What indication was I supposed to have that would happen? Alright, thanks. Give me the hardest patterns to dodge. Okay, well, kind of a fun remix of the Pharaoh Man fight. That was enjoyable. Though, getting these tokens is probably going to be a complete bitch. Let's try the other path, because I know I didn't go down it once. Maybe see if I can actually just not, kill. Acting like he's the Wily Capsule. Even with the music, too. Yeah, he's got the theme music down and everything. He completely studied the pattern. And become a chem major and a teacher. Oh, wow. Nice. Dude, just to spite people. Honestly, though, spite can sometimes be the biggest motivator in the world. You know, I have a personal saying, and maybe it's not the one that's best to be spreading to people, but it is, I like to say that, you know, while love can move mountains, hate can literally destroy continents and societies and everything like that. I think hate is a lot more of a strong motivating force for many, including myself. Love is strong and is necessary, so is hate. You just need to use them both in good applications, and using hate to further yourself is honestly not a bad idea sometimes, because I used to have issues with channeling my anger in appropriate ways. It was, I had a fair amount of self-harm issues up until about college or so. Nothing too major. I never did any of the, you know, wrist slitting or anything crazy like that, but you know, I would get very frustrated and would sometimes just take that out of myself with, you know, banging the head against the wall or something like that. It was not pretty, to keep things short. Oh, I wasn't memorizing. Oops, this is gonna get awkward. Nope, wrong. Uh-oh. Okay, and then, yeah, I have no idea which path is correct here. Alright, sweet. Okay. And then, yeah, eventually there was a point where it was like, well, after I managed to kind of undo that bad habit, which is a story in its entire right, it needed a place to channel that anger, and it did kind of start turning out into more of a self-improvement kind of arc, where it was like, okay, well, being frustrated with certain things and getting mad at myself for not being something, you know, certain, maybe I can frustrate it into actually find out, you know, places where frustration is actually applicable, things that I maybe should be irritated at, and, you know, understanding societal woes and all that kind of shit, like, started coming in. I stopped being as much of a, well, edgy fuckhead, let's put it that way. And, life has been good ever since. So, yeah, spite can really do some wonders sometimes. Especially if you do it to, say, spite your old self, or, spite someone else who's a complete ass. Anyways, that aside, I completed World of Light and Smash Ultimate 3 times and maxed out every spirit just so I could say that definitely World of Light sucks ass. Truly, nothing says that. Nothing says stable gamer like saying, man, this game sucks so much ass, I need to play it several times in a row just to prove to myself that I'm not wrong. Although I do plan to play Undertale again at some point on stream to prove to myself that, you know, I'm not wrong about this game. It's not that good, at least from a gameplay only thing. Damn it. Can I get through? Nope. Okay, still hurt. Oh well. My friends got nerds a lot, want to start an LP channel, so I made some of the most ball-busting Mario lovers like ever designed. Yeah, malicious compliance is wonderful too. Like, oh, you want me to help you out with this? Oh, son of a bitch. That got me again. Alright, fine. I'll give this one more shot, Deathless, before I move on. I'm saying it was good, just know it is. It's dookie. Well, that's what you're... Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at, but anyways, I must have messed up in what I was saying. I kind of stopped playing Smash after Brawl, so I wouldn't quite know, but I have heard... The most basic complaint I have heard about World of Light is just that it is very kind of repetitive, and it doesn't actually, like, iterate on much. It's mostly just fight things with gimmick over and over again, and maybe unlock sticker. So while it has a really cool opening cutscene and all the other cool graphics associated with it, it does seem like it's maybe just a glorified melee like adventure mode or arcade mode or whatever the one it is where you literally just fight several themed fights in a row. Good multiplayer Smash games, single players, woefully underbaked and trash. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, almost every single Smash was just trash. Yeah, it's a good reason why nobody remembers that game. Yeah, it's a shame. Ever since Subspace Emissary, they really not really tried on the single player experience very much from what I hear. It's a shame too, because Subspace Emissary kicked so much ass. It's the one thing that really still makes Brawl, you know, worth playing every once in a while. Although, I don't know, I had fun with Brawl when I was a kid, mostly because it didn't involve a combo game. And, you know, that was more appealing to my simplified mind. I don't think I could actually genuinely get back into Smash anymore, because it's just, like, the same reason I can't get into regular fighters. I'm not going to get into a platform fighter either, just because it's, I don't know, it's too much. I don't really want to have to be planning out all my combos and be like, oh, well, hold on, I can unlock this guy if I do this, and all these moves go well together. It's just not my thing. It's why playing Mega Man Zero series doesn't really work for me outside of hard mode. I enjoy hard mode because it takes away the combo options. I get to just actually rely on pure skill to slash through everything. And then if there are combos like in 0-4, it's very simple. Like, okay, you can punch into a rolling slash. Like, that's the best you're gonna do. I want to do another Subspace Emissary because he didn't want all the cutscenes uploaded to YouTube. Oh, of course. Of course, Nintendo's inability to just accept that things happen for free on the internet came into play and ruined a good experience. Well, I mean, not Nintendo alone necessarily there, but, you know, Sakurai still representing. It's, gross. Just let people have fun. Let people enjoy your game. Get the free advertising. It's a good thing. Being good at fighting games, sad. Watching other people be good at fighting games. Oh, you're so right. Like, I don't even... Like I mentioned, I don't really even follow any of the Smash games anymore, but it's like, I still enjoy watching, you know, like, say... Oh my god, that got me again. Okay, this time at least I didn't fucking die to it. That is just so rude, the timing on that, to make it so that if you're actually going forward at a constant pace, it goes and blasts you. I can't get over how bad of the bad level design that is. Oh my god, fuck it. Stupid level, bad level. Not actually that bad, but dumb token. I'm getting close. I want to try this one more time. Just simply one more try. Just simply one more. We're getting into that mindset. Yeah, I will still watch Awesome Sauce and several other people talk at length about Melee and how you can actually do all these cool things and put it all together. Like, it's interesting that Melee, and to a certain extent Ultimate, has this kind of ability to it. But it's just like, yeah, there's no way in hell I would ever want to learn this. This sounds miserable. Why would I go through all this effort? Okay. Why would I go through all this effort and just knit my hands into a sweater, essentially, to try and pull off one cool combo against, like, who realistically? My friends? And also, the worst part is that in any friend group, there's always just that one person who's way too good at a Smash Brothers title, and it just completely ruins the experience for everybody. You no longer want to play Smash with your friends because it's like, oh, well, this person, they're not amazing, but they are, like, local tournament level of skill, and that completely invalidates my, oh, I just want to play as my favorite Mega Man character kind of mentality. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's a shame. Fighting games are amazing, but too hard to actually bother wanting to learn. I have had no desire to ever actually get good at fighting games. It's just, no. I'll stick to things that are more or less simple controls that I can, you know, take a while to master, rather than obtuse, complicated combos to try to dominate somebody and make it like so they're just straight up not having a good time. I don't know. That's also a thing I really don't like about fighting games. Just the fact that, like, in order for you to have a good time, your opponent is just straight up not having a good time. Unless for some reason they like getting the shit beat out of them. Couldn't be me. And what are you weak to? Tornado blow again? Yeah, you are. Okay. Now make this a fair bit faster. That person's me. Yeah, alright. So you're the fucking worst person in the friend group then, huh? You're the one that everybody has to tell, get out? Grimspecs isn't here. We can finally play Smash Ultimate together. Entire breakdown of Diva the Cursed from JoJo Heritage of the Future. Seeing the shit you can do with him is astonishing. Yeah, I know a lot of the JoJo fighting games can actually get pretty ridiculous, though I've never actually seen, you know, extended play. Mostly just people, you know, having meme compilations for it. Oh, god damn it. Alright, yeah, no, I'm... the gimmick for this stage is profoundly... Execution is stupid, especially with this whole go in blind kind of thing. Not a fan of it. Getting better at not being try-hard at Smash. Well, it's sometimes it's even the thing, it's like, you're not even trying to be a try-hard, it's just that you enjoyed it, so you got good at it, and then, oops, all of a sudden, you're better than every single other person by a wide margin. Now nobody's having fun. Because, on one hand, you're then just pub stomping, and then on the other hand, oh my fucking god, why does it have that much of a delay on it? I'm going to do this one more time, because it's not taking me that long to get here. I'm just going to rush jet over that entire section. There's no point in me not doing that. The villager used Nair and watches everyone's baffled and winning. I still think the most fun thing to do whenever I return to Smash is just to play Game & Watch and fish for 9s. It's a classic. It's good for a reason. You just watch as somebody's life absolutely crumbles around them because you just happen to roll a lucky number. Same thing could go for playing Hero, I guess, in Ultimate. I've heard Hero is pretty stupid with all the critical hits it can nab. Okay, getting through the stage. It's not gonna be that bad. Got to actually stop. I'm overthinking it again at the end there. I'm like, okay, now I have to wait for the end can to pop up. But surely it won't take 5 years to actually show up. It's going to be just like an up and down. No, it for some reason is thrown slowly at you. Challenge you in Smash Crash? I don't think you need to do that, in fact. I'm going to lose. Why would you challenge somebody just to, that, you know, they're going to lose? It's just dishonorable. Sweats nervously. My smooth talking got me out of that one. Because it's funny. Alright. If it's for the content, I guess. But, yeah, you would be hard-pressed to actually manage to play Smash with me, though. I don't have a Switch, so I couldn't play Smash online. So there. Checkmate. Argument 1. Okay, almost done here. It's funny, damn. Yeah, I know. And now, if you want the joke to work, you're going to have to purchase me a Switch and Smash Ultimate, all together at once. Don't do that because it would not be a good investment of your money. Toxin Crash to fight him in Smash Ultimate IRL. Oh shit, you got me there. The 1-2-3 Mega Man Street. And toward up tilt kills. Oh yeah, that one's also fun too. Same thing with, I mean, also on Mr. Game & Watch. Game & Watch up smash kills. Because of the whole invulnerability period around the head. Amazing. Just a magnet for bad players. Going for the silly tokens? Why, yes, I am going for the silly tokens. If I just actually focus up, I know I can do this. This level is very rude. I've definitely, I've definitely been saying, like, this level is rude as hell with a lot of its setups for instant death here at the end, but it's manageable, and I feel like I can do it, so, like, I may as well. This is the worst one. That has gotten me so many times, the fact that that is perfectly timed to hit you if you just walk right off. Okay, I'm gonna do exactly what I said I was going to do, and just pull out Rush Jet, because I am... Okay, it thought of that this time. Fuck you, too! Stupid ass N-cans. Oh my god, are they on a global timer? Is that why it's so weird to actually work with them? They're not proximity based at all, it's just a global timer? That's terrible. Why would you make an up and down thing based on a global timer? Absolutely fine with cheating that at this point. No way am I doing that completely legit anymore. Perfection, no death. Great, get me out of here. Use the hell out of weapons for this. Yeah, but, you know, I'm just very comfortable with the blaster. I just didn't feel like doing that entire last section alone with it. I could have, but, we gotta move the stream forward. Oh, right, we didn't even read the commentary on this level. So, like, okay, man, those two tokens are irritating. Not because it's so hard to get through without dying, like... not because getting through without dying is such a bad challenge in and of itself, but because of the execution with just the level at the end there, with just all of the, like, haha, I got you instant death, it is ruining the fun score for me. Otherwise, the darkness gimmick was kind of cool, even if sometimes the communication wasn't great about it. Using the nitro can plus darkness screens really weren't that great, because after the first one, it just kind of becomes don't fall down here, and it's pretty easy to navigate in the dark up top, so the gimmick shouldn't even exist at that point. Aesthetics were good, but, like... And the Pharaoh Man fight was also pretty fun, too. But, like, wow, it just has some very rude design at the end there. Not a fan of that. Want to know a funny story about this level? Absolutely, hit me. I love funnies. Could be a pre-download, so you could just play Melee. I guess I could play Melee, but, like... do I really want to get my ass handed to me in one of the hardest Smash games there is? Plus then I have to relive the jank of Melee. Although I am honestly really interested in the fact that Donkey Kong is becoming, like, a top tier character in Melee after so many years. It's fucking hilarious, and I'm here for it. If you go to the skip teleporter, don't actually get the tokens, and then go back to the level for some insane okay, so wait. Go to skip, don't get the tokens, then go back to the level for some insane reason. Okay. I played through the entire level without dying. Level said, nah, you died still. Also, if you go back in to the skip teleporter for some reason, oh, that's... Man, that is a crappy oversight. Somebody made a bad oversight about that. That's stupid. Let's see, I want to like the level, I really do. Yeah, I also kind of agree. Just that little bit at the end there gave me a bad taste. Gave me a bad taste about it. Just like how I was talking about earlier, fucking Wolf Sigma at the end of Mega Man X gives me a bad taste for Mega Man X. I really want to like that game, I do, but I can't. Cursed Darkness is a rare case where I actually really enjoy a darkness gimmick. The Pharaoh cans work well, especially the third token. The Nitro cans have good concept behind them. Yeah, I guess a good concept. Maybe execution. The way they combine is pretty decent. For the most part, the experience was a joy to play up until the last stretch. Yeah. Pharaoh cans last just the right amount of time. The level takes great care to give you all the information you need. And it works very hard to make itself fair. Best highlighted by using damage spikes instead of death spikes. The final stretch abandons a lot of those previous benefits. A lot less platforms marked in sections where you really don't want the lights on. Less McShooty face knock you into a pit. The nitro up and downs are the biggest sticking points. They aren't introduced safely at all, easily killing you in the first appearance, and then stuck in some royally nasty positions. Considering the rest of the level is completely fair, and Pharaoh Man is a great fight, it's a crying shame how badly the end segment drops the ball. Then the no death tokens. Yeah, Tell me about it, Mick. Come on, spill the tea, sis. More importantly, that final section is on the cheap side, but now we're asking players to this entire 50-screen level. Alright, that went surprisingly fast for a 50-screen level, actually. Complete with that awful final section, not dying once. Completely bloody hideous. But for the love of Pete, don't make it a requirement for 100%. Those all but force the player to play this stage twice, and with the mess of that final section, trying to get those bloody tokens slaughtered a lot of my goodwill. Yeah, I agree. I'm not frustrated beyond belief, but I am miffed. A little peeved, if you will. Only to go fire in the end. Yeah, shoot yourself in the foot, no kidding. Hey, sequence events is a highlight. So yeah, this entire level is just a big Crash Bandicoot reference. It truly is. Referencing that level? Oh, I'm not even versed enough with Crash Bandicoot to fully grasp what y'all are talking about, but I mean, the only thing that's missing from Crash Bandicoot lore is just, like, here's a big crystal to fight at the end. Like, throwing some purple crystals at me. I guess that's what the point of the tokens are, but anyways. Anything, the main gimmick here is interesting, and everything else a little bit down. Like, gimmick does make some sections a bit more engaging. Platform segments themselves waver back and forth. Oh wait, yeah, hold on. The whole timer of the thing, like, it's not super well communicated that there is a timer or how long that timer is going to last. Or the light segments either, or with your ferrocans. And so there's just like I found the first time I was playing this, there's a very good chance that you just shoot a can, don't realize what's going on, and then all of a sudden you're out of time, and now you die, and hey, look at that, you have to replay the level twice immediately before you even know what the hell is happening, because the basic function of the gimmick was not communicated super well. Let's see, involving the guts lifts I didn't really care for. How basic some setups were. Yeah, the guts lifts didn't really add too much other than just having to jump off of a moving platform, which, I mean, I suppose is a good thing that we can't have them suddenly going out in the dark on you, but actually, wait, no, that's kind of a bad thing, because that would actually enhance the darkness gimmick instead of making it kind of trivial in most places. I don't know, and also the fact that the dark usually lasts for so long that there's no point in memorizing, it just gives you a timer. You might as well just be... Actually, wait, yeah, hold on, the execution of this gimmick entirely doesn't make sense. You might as well just have, like, a wall of fire approaching from behind me if you just want to put a timer on an area. Like, that's all this is. It's just a timer. The darkness doesn't, except for the one token where you're, like, sliding forward to get it, and you have to remember what path you took to get back for. The darkness does not enhance this at all. It's just a timer. You're not engaging with what makes darkness unique. That's a real shame, actually. Now realizing that. My opinion of the level got lower. Damn it. Those crash one. That $1 for that level was let's see. Let's pick up a little bit more in the later segments, especially when those eyes start to become more prominent hazard. But now nitro canisters could have used a better introduction. Yeah, they could have. Let's see. Best one's focusing on unique challenges. Actually stand out quite a bit from the rest of the stage thanks to their more clever layouts, such as the one that has you going to the end of the room with the lights on, but then needing to make your way back. Yeah, like I was just talking about. And then actually the other token path to use all the small ferrocans. That actually works a lot better because you need the ferrocans there or short enough to where you actually have to memorize a little bit of the path in front of you, so that way you don't die into the spikes. It makes sense. It makes use of darkness in a good way. In a way that's unique from just having a death plane chasing you. Not a fan of how you go about getting the last two tokens. Yeah, kind of rude. Hidden behind far better challenges. Sour the ending a bit. The boss somewhat redeemed things. Not super difficult, but does take advantage of the gimmick. Concept for the level of sound. Just wish it had more interesting rooms. Yeah. Good work, but you missed two tokens. Gets Great Fall on you. The only spell more powerful than Testicular Torsion. Crate Fall. Nothing makes you feel worse than just being judged for how many crates you didn't crush. Gonna be blunt here. I didn't like darkness gimmicks. Building a whole stage around it. Didn't great first impression. Didn't mind the stage as much. On successive playthroughs, hint hint, nudge nudge, I had to play the stage multiple times from Patchy. Sure, it remains fair for the most part. Pharaoh cans, refreshing drinks. See, explosions from nitro blocks also cause temporary light, which helps. Background guys getting angry at the light can make things a bit hectic. Guts lifts seem to not sync with the mace trap too well. Yeah, I was noticing that they kind of... Mace trap was a little bit just all over the place. Real kicker, though, is the tokens. Yeah. Enjoyed the Pharaoh fight. It's the light up the room again. Yeah, it's cool. Brilliantly inverts Brightman's main level gimmick from Mega Man 4. I don't think you realize how you could have just easily put a death plane like I was talking about, but anyways. For our warm-up to the main gimmick, the first arc goes on a few screens too long, a little heavy on instant death. Yeah, it is. There's a very weird there's a difficulty parabola in this level. It starts off pretty hard, it ends off really hard, and then there's like kind of a lull in the middle where you're just taking damage from nitro cans. Uneven difficulty from arc to arc, and unclear directionality at each split. Correcting the individual quality, minus a few slightly messy screens, which here is good. I just think it needs to be shuffled around a little bit, yeah. Beyond that, there are little annoyances that take me out of the moment. Inconsistent canister behavior. More important, all the things that make this level so fun. Wait, what's more important are all the things that make this level so fun, such as the snoozy wall cats, I hope they're cats, and the reward for the no death run. Yeah, alright. Flashman, that's not a good take. I don't think... It's a fine take. I think it's a fine take to have a reward for a no-death run. It is not fine when the level is actively hostile towards, you know, gotcha moments at the very end of it. Enjoying gameplay, graphics, audio, and story work together to develop a theme, and a level can have a darkness gimmick, but there's some tasty tension, listening to eerily understated music while exploring a spooky castle. Fun boss banner and exciting boss fight tie everything together, pulling on the threads. Yes, I noticed the subtle nod to contest rule against adding and modifying weapons. Don't worry, you're safe. I didn't notice that anywhere. Backman's questionable take, Shotcore. Listen, you put a sock in it. I like most of Flashman's opinions. They've gotten a little bit stranger in this tier, but I like most of them. I think it's a decent idea to have a no death, tokens. It's just that the level really poorly executes it. How hostile it is to you. I'm Flashman's loudest supporter here. Strongest warrior, okay? Initially experienced by proxy, let it be known I was rooting for the stage as I watched Leona play it. Found some tokens, destroyed goodwill. Yes, yes, yes. I know. Why has yes, yes, yes become part of my lexicon all of a sudden as I've played this game? All because I have now streamer brain and I have the need to fill dead space with any possible noise. I've suddenly turned the stupid TikTok thing from like months ago into my speech patterns. I really hate that about myself, and I want my audience to know that, just so that way they don't think I watched endless TikTok NPC brain rot for several hours. Anyways, Flashman. No, I'm Flashman's strongest warrior. Maybe we could have a Spartacus off. Violent battle against Flashman's reviews in 2019 is peak content. 2019? Oh, I'll have to look back at that. Literally becoming an NPC. I know, right? I already have all my sprites too. It's literally right there. Someone just has to program it. Please for yourself. You felt dread since you don't have to do things. Let's see. Integrated is everything about Fairman is. Fair shot's cool. Feel there's a fundamental flaw with how the light works in the failure, how it handles failure. Time means that you're stuck in complete darkness with no way to recover. In almost all instances, this results in death. Mainline games. Offer a way to reset the light in the room. Yeah, okay, A-Spark, good take. You noticed that. Let's see. I did not notice if you could fix your version of the gimmick. Sometimes there is no fix. This is a gimmick that effectively forces constant movement, but you added a couple places in the level where precognition is required not to die. Yeah, and constant movement is punished. An eye below, 4 dropping platforms. Yup. Guarantees to kill you. It's really fun. Light canister later on that can be destroyed by exploding barrel, which can pop up as you're trying to shoot the canister. Felt very frustrating. Like the use of the nitro canisters, felt that the sections work well. Much fairer mechanic than the light canisters, especially as they could be reset. The boss cutscene was pretty atrocious. I guess we have to refight it then, yeah. And I zoned out when I finally have to play the level. Arg stop, why arg? Yep. Boss fight's fun and original. Whole level is really good reinterpretation. Shame that those other things happened. Yeah, the tokens really kind of sap away a lot of the points from this level, so it's a shame. See you around in Battle Network 7 before you get deleted in the middle of a cutscene. I mean, I really don't feel like I'm going to be one of those... Look at me. I have custom assets. They're not going to just hack me down in the middle of a cutscene for nothing. They're at the very least going to give me, like, a little gameplay, whether that be a boss, or as a playable character, before I get cut down in the middle of a cutscene. ZX3. I mean, I kind of have a whole ZX lore I want to launch at some point whenever I get done with this, whenever I get back to this 3D model, so, I mean, you never know. That is, maybe Capcom will just shut me down. Oh yeah, one more posing thought about this level. For the Pharaoh Man theming, I'm actually disappointed. For the combination of Pharaoh Man theming and Crash Bandicoot theming, I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't a reference to Mega Man Sprite Game in there. Because Pharaoh Man from Mega Man Sprite Game is just a big head with a P on it, and that would have literally been perfect to represent Neo Cortex. Why was this opportunity missed? Shove Pharaoh Man from Mega Man Sprite Game in here, and we could have literally been having a hologram of Neo Cortex as Pharaoh Man yelling at us throughout the level. It would have been perfect. It would have been peak cinema, and yet it was dropped. It's so unfortunate. It's why it would be so powerful to be deleted. I mean, yeah, I guess so, but... But you can't just make an animator, make all these custom assets, and then not even give me any screen time. That just doesn't also follow the anime logic of how Battle Network works either. Anyways, hi Scrooge. I realize how many books there are in this place based off of my Christmas escapades. I should be getting royalties for this. They're stealing my tale and using it for profit. Didn't you become, like, less of a miser by the end of your story? I was based off of one of those stories too. I'm taking this to court. Well, Judgment Man's in the previous tier, buddy. Have good luck with that. Art, how-to, and mystery. Okay. Hey, Susie G. Fascinated by the power of fiction to display worlds wildly different from ours. I know, right? It's like they're not real or something. My favorite manifestation of this is long-form alternate universe novels. No. I don't need to hear about your Undertale, AU. Thank you, Susie G. Girl, hey, why are you walking away from me? Yeah, it's alright. Hey, Presto. Actually, I'm totally bragging, but did you know yours truly has made the history book several times? Wow. I'm guessing because you went fast? All those times which have been documented in this very library. Wow, it's almost like this library just has everything. Anything in the how-to section? No, how to make a good Mega Man level? Come on, there's gotta be a guide on that. Big thing in the middle of his face is his nose. I just got that. I would rather shake salt in my eyes than to hear somebody talk about their Undertale AU. I don't even want to hear people talk about Undertale itself. Alright, Robogarden. Alright. Is this a ladder? It sure is. Okay, at least that's fairly obvious. And it's not even for a token. This Undertale Frisk dies from the fall. Frisk dies from a large amount of blunt force trauma to the legs. Okay, well, maybe we're getting a little bit too advanced with the branching paths off the very bat with this level, but I guess it's not too terrible. What's down here? Okay, just a token. I mean, decent little hiding spot. Not sure the challenge was all too substantial for it, but sure, why not? At the very least, it doesn't make me have to go through an entire level without dying. Could explain why there's no run button on Undertale. That's very true. Also, wait a minute, hold on. Now, thank you for pointing that out to me. Now I have something to complain about or counter-complain about to my friend. Because, as I mentioned, Crash Icarus Nega / Ira Team, we had a trade where I played Undertale Yellow, so he would play Earthbound. And when he played Earthbound, he was like, "What? There's no run button in this game. This sucks. It's so slow." Now I can throw it back in his face whenever I play Undertale on this channel. Hey, wait a minute. There's no run button in this game. This sucks. Bad game. Okay. Other path here. Let's go. I do like the simple edit of this enemy, just so that way it can actually be vertically oriented. It's not that big of a change, but you know, it's enough to add a little bit of spice to things. I will say though, as a gimmick alone, Flatman platforms are not terribly interesting. They just kind of are. They're there. You shoot them to open them. I'm also finding all these detours for the tokens to just be a little bit, like, I don't know. They break up the rhythm a little bit too much. I can't get into a flow, and every 5 seconds I'm being thrown into a Mario Party minigame. Let's see, let me comment on one of those awful video game songs. If this was used in Earthbound, it would consider it a masterpiece. Hey, look, we don't need to bring up my biases here, okay? I'm totally unbiased. I'm fit to be a MaGMML judge. If a gimmick showed up in Earthbound, I wouldn't die on a hill trying to defend it. Just because, you know, in order to get 100% in this Earthbound AU, you had to not die to the entire game. Like, you know, it's not that bad. Got another Hanabiren. Come on, haven't we learned? No one likes Hanabiren. Thankfully, you have a good weapon set to get rid of that annoying thing. Double standards of Undertale and Earthbound fans. Yeah, it's agreed. For some reason, anybody who's not a mutual fan of both games just can't stop fighting over things that are fundamentally very similar. I don't know. For me, Undertale always just left a bad taste in my mouth just because it was hyped up to me as very Earthbound-like from everything. And then when I played it, and I was like, the gameplay is not very Earthbound-like. I don't really feel that interested. And then the characters kind of mirage away into the liminal space after I'm done seeing them. Like, I don't have you know, the characters are as if they don't have object permanence. They just kind of go away when they're not there. But maybe that was the playthrough that I had. I heard Undertale Defenders and Deltarune happen and just stepped back and was like, yeah, Undertale has some major flaws. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to... I don't think I ever got to the point where I was like, no, Undertale sucks, it's a bad game. But it's like, actually, I would say probably my real opinion is just like, I don't know. There's just aspects of Undertale that I don't find are so stunning. And for me, the story was not part of my formative years. So, like, just, it's a decent game, but that's it to me. Like, that's all it really is. It's a solid, like, 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Like, I'd stick it here in tier 11. Like, that's basically it. I don't know. I like the concept, and I definitely think about, like, the art kind of well, not the art aspect, but like the narrative, how good the meta narrative of Undertale actually is when you think about it enough. But it's just one of those things where it didn't pull me into the meta narrative, and like there's the gameplay, I don't know, it doesn't quite do it for me. I like the idea of the whole pacifist thing in concept, but in practice I'm just like, man, there is like no strategy here in these battles. I'm just like dodging. That's it. Where are my funny PSI abilities? I want to actually have to you know when to use the right things and have to manage my health bar a little better. Now, I could do a genocide run and do that, but I don't want to kill everything. I just want to kill some things. I want to play God. I want to decide who lives and who dies and still get a good ending from it. Or not a good ending, but a satisfying one. And, game just didn't deliver on that. You know, I basically wanted to play Undertale like I played Baldur's Gate 3. It was just like, you're pissing me off. Die, and I still get good endings and get hailed as a hero for it. But seeing it get fleshed out by various AUs really helped me appreciate it more. Seeing it get fleshed out by multiple YouTube video essays, which is what helped me appreciate it. I learned to understand what it was going for a lot more because I didn't get it when I was just doing a neutral playthrough. And at that point, I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? Good. Also, it helps that I'm also eternally stuck to Undertale because I unfortunately share a birthday with it. Which actually, I think yesterday was the first September 15th where I did not see any Undertale anniversary content, which is wild to actually think about. People always be talking about Undertale's anniversary. But I'm inextricably tied to it because we share a birthday, and so I will never, ever be able to let that down. Everything once Deltarune gets fully completed. Yeah, I don't know. Could be pretty cool. I still have yet to play any Deltarune, so... Don't quite get what the hype's about, but I understand that people are hyped. Some kind of weird hybrid of Plant Man and Hornet Man stage. Yeah, I realized you needed to run from Undyne during the pacifist and just like, wow, this fight is long. Yeah, I definitely did that a long time as well. And then I ran away, and I was like, oh, I get it now. That makes sense. So yeah, what was that stage? By virtue of the fact that I just kind of talked over it the entire time. Not super memorable. Again, Plant Man platforms on their own are not super interesting. And it just keeps pulling my attention away every 5 seconds to go do a minigame to get a token. It's not bad by any means. It's playable. And, you know, it's kind of fun and rompy, but... I don't know. Just kind of strange. And also, the sort of side grade that Plant Man got there at the end didn't change the fight so much to be significant. So, like... I don't know. Might as well. It was basically just vanilla Plant Man, but like slightly different. The only spice added was like, I don't know, salt. So, I don't know. Fun level, but nothing wild. Nothing even really all that standout. Let's see. Frontman's from the visual aesthetic, Hanabiran, all the flower presenters, they're not the only good things here either. There's plenty of solo-Os and Bumbleboys to go around at first glance, not much. I'm not sure it would be an inaccurate assessment. Twists and bends its assets into something new. Plant Man's platforms are significantly more prolific than the original, and both Flower Presenter and Bumbleboy get involved with the platform challenges. The real twisting of solo-O that really sticks out. Yeah, I mean, it helps. Excellent obstacle to avoid throughout. It also gets a ton of unique situations, so you can in the escape rooms. Yeah, I mean, it'll be memorable for that. The fact that it has solo O's that face vertically, but otherwise, it's kind of, I don't know, a little bit of an afterthought. For me, at least. Let's see, Potted Plant Man had me cackling with laughter. Oh, that's the joke? I guess. Noticeably harder? Really? I felt it was the exact same. I mean, aside from the fact that it takes less damage from the Buster. Plant Man! But I chopped off his legs! I don't really quite see how that improves things, but good for you. Hornet Man or Hant Man? I feel like a hybrid of Plant Man and Hornet Man would just mean pollinated flowers. Take that in whatever way you will. I wasn't sure what to think of this stage at first. By and large, it's a relatively inoffensive level. Okay. Yeah, leaving initial playthrough without much. As far as feeling goes. Easy set of segments to get through. Despite how intimidating they might seem at first, you can breeze past many of the setups without much thought. Enemy placement is probably the biggest contributing factor to this. Bumbleboy is really a threat. So it was a bit more engaging just to the variance. Ones that serve more so as stage hazards usually aren't much of a threat again, yeah. You feel a little bit crowded. Unfortunately, the level's almost over by this point. And then stuffing Plant Man into a pot is amusing. Just very slightly modified. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, not enough to set it apart from the original fight or the original levels, to be quite honest. It's a little bit of a downgrade from something like the original Hornet Man or Plant Man. Actually, I wouldn't say it's a downgrade for Plant Man. It's an upgraded Plant Man, a downgrade of Hornet Man. Pot gives him a defense bonus. Ah, yeah, I guess that's true. That is why it takes a little less damage. You use the Metapod strategy. Let's see. Enemies. Garden variant put itself a great standing. Plant Man with a funny leg. Singular leg. Let's see. A major difference to a regular Plant Man fight, the amount of jumps he does after generating his barrier is now varied. So much more complexity to the fight? Really? I agree with Shinryu back there. Like, the fight barely changed at all. I just had to wait a little bit. Plant Man will become more fearsome when shoved into a vase. Simple twists make it a little interesting. Grooving music remix sets the tone. How do I feel levels that replicate Hornet Man aesthetic, but I recognize how carefully the architecture, arranged for artistic effect. Difficulty ramps up nicely, with elements being introduced and combined in new ways at a comfortable pace. Power-ups are plentiful. Too plentiful. Perhaps too easy. Potted Plant Man and the Tokens. Sounds like a band name. It certainly does. They'd probably be playing like jazz. A certain kind of jazz, I'd imagine. Hiding a mini-boss behind a mini-boss is pleasantly different. I appreciate that both fights are unique. An ultimate Torador with the spike floor is also pretty good. Push weapons eliminate any challenge the fight might have. Yeah, I didn't feel like fighting that thing at all. Regular enemy roster consists only of timely proximity triggered turrets. Even Buster Purist should have no trouble picking off enemies at a safe distance. Yeah, it's kind of a sleeper. Little bit of a sleepy level for that. Oh yeah, Wind or Rain. That also would have worked really well with like a gardening kind of aesthetic too. Like that happens in gardens. Nothing to deal with. Any criticisms I've ever had about screen transitions probably apply here. Plant Man should really be vulnerable to Ice Wall. It's a Blizzard attack Popsicle. Potential. Big problem is it's too easy for the wrong reasons. Hornet Man stage sure is popular in this contest, huh? Hornet Man stage is always too popular. It's got a temptingly good and simple aesthetic. Fairly easy round until the boss appears. What? Sometimes the stage doesn't do anything wrong and lands where it does, do not setting itself apart from selling anything. Props to adding just a few new dev kit assets, blah blah blah. Nice addition to the enemy set. I'd say this enemy overall gets used better than here it did in Mega Man 10. Yeah, I'll say that. I can agree with that. One room with twin ladders and a horde of fearsome floors, a smidge tease without just using the tornado blow on the bally lot of them. Oh goodness. The Britishisms are getting stronger. Platform gimmick is also fairly solid. This is a hard gimmick to use well. Gets the job done here. Tokens reward paying attention aren't too hard to attain. Modified dev kit boss is the kind of thing I like to see more. Vivid flashbacks to my childhood with that boss? What? Yeah, the flabadab I'm even talking about. Yeah, what the glib galab galab are you even saying, dude? Different fight the Plant Man. Really, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, it does take out a long time to take out. Better health balance would be good. Simple, slightly above average round of a stage. I'm fine with that. It's not an offensive stage. It's just one that's just kind of like, I don't know, what's here? I'm going to forget about it instantly, unfortunately. Sorry, Telehers, but I don't know. Fun stage. Not the most mentally engaging. Oh god, frogs. Get them out of here. I hate these things. What the Scooby-Doo? The ska band name, if I've ever heard it. It could work that way too. Greetings, I have paused the boy to answer your questions. What do you, oh nuts, that's not right. I'll never be good enough to man the information booth. I get so nervous. I'm Crash's biggest fan. I can't wait to meet him. Oh hey look, Grimspecs, they put you in the game. Wonder what it looks like. Alright, maybe not that far. Crestman by Cello Gamer. Are we gonna be fighting Toothpaste? I hope we're fighting Toothpaste. Oh, I was saying that. This is actually happening. Okay. I didn't expect to actually be fighting Toothpaste. This is delightfully stupid. I love it. Don't think about it. Don't think about the fact that I just completely fumbled a very easy name that I've been saying for several streams in a row. I think I also called you Grim Sparks at some point there. Brush. Alright. I'll take it. I mean, the aesthetic is very funny. It is very much... It is not Mega Man. That's for damn sure. Something's kind of wrong with the aesthetic. Something about the art looks a little funky, and the human brush in the background also doesn't quite work. But damn it, I'm excited to be playing something with as much brand recognizability as Pepsi Man. So, how could I possibly hate for very long? Okay, well that looks suspicious down there. Is there any way I can... Oh, no, it's a wraparound. Alright. Whee! Tooth decay. Oh, that's nothing that a little bit of break dash can't take care of. Oh, it's I see the hint in the background. Infinite water shield. Oh, okay. Shit, I'll have fun with it in this stage. Why not? Give me anything for infinity, I'll do it. Alright, it's not gonna be super effective against these Mets, though. Oop, wait, nope. Don't want it up for this. Alright, fun theming. I'm really liking the theming, even if it doesn't fit the Mega Man aesthetic very nicely. Key aesthetics and detailing like Radium Man and Bakery Man, but isn't nearly as much of a ball buster. Yeah, this ought to be a lot of fun. I'm liking the slight redesigns of each boss or of each enemy to kind of fit the tooth and toothpaste aesthetic. Also, the whole face mask and dentistry thing. Ironic how this was not made during 2019, 2020. They would not know how recognizable and relatable all the face mask imagery would become. It's kind of got like the oh, I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about the aesthetic that feels very Mega Man DOS. Well, not even Mega Man DOS, just kind of DOS in general. It's not quite the NES, but it is got that old school vibe to it. Oh, oops. All right, I like that we get drills in a what is probably a dentist's office of some kind. That's thematically appropriate. Where's this thing weak to again? The Thunder Beam. I'm just gonna get impatient as I fight this thing. I don't feel like giving it a shot. Okay. Oh, are we getting to a gimmick of the stage? It's about time. Okay, just kind of sinking. I'll take sand in the form of toothpaste. That's fun. Okay, that's interesting. A toothbrush platform without anything on it. Got some more very early fangame type vibes. That makes sense too. Oh, okay, hey. Shoot that one out real quick at me. Oh, see, okay, that's perfect. I was just about to say, hey, like, this is all really cool and all, but the aesthetic isn't really... The gimmicks aren't really doing all too much. Having a ceiling stick type gimmick, that's actually really fucking cool. I can't believe the stage waited this long to introduce this. This is amazing. I think Magnet Beam might have, you know, a contender for best platforming option. If only I had the toothpaste beam, I could make the wall sticky and wall jump off of everything. And of course, we're fighting this guy again, but now in tooth form. This makes sense. This stage has definitely waged a charm offensive against my heart. I love it for any flaws it may have. This is excellent. This is peak. And a lot of the setups are actually pretty good to actually make use of Water Shield, too. So, that's appreciated. Someone actually gave this poor weapon some love. And Beam also can't help with mosquito bites, so toothpaste will help there, too. Is toothpaste known to help with mosquito bites? I've never actually heard that before. I can't believe I just walked into that one. Oh, okay. I was expecting one more challenge to get a token, but sure, I guess I'll take it for free. Not a huge fan of this Joe placement. I guess it's not too bad, but having spikes ahead and water and toothpaste all at once is a lot to kind of combine. And fine, there's no actual separator on the, anything there. On the water, that's what I'm trying to get at. Alright, just get rid of this thing. Ooh, does frozen toothpaste look any different? I have to see. It does. It looks not great. It's not that bad, but it definitely looks unappetizing. Works surprisingly well. Huh. I will have to try it out. I've somehow never heard of this. Oh, hey, Bubble Man. Alright, the level's maybe losing me a little bit at this point. I'm not sure what... Okay, I am kind of sure what water has to do with toothpaste and brushing my teeth and all that, but... Feels a little awkward to suddenly be throwing in Bubble Man and a water-based boss fight. Kind of also a very easy boss to end things off on. I understand it's probably hard to actually program a boss that has fair and consistent and interesting patterns, but that's just an easier Bubble Man, and Bubble Man's already a pretty easy fight to just brute force your way through. Fluoride dries out the area, so reduces the swelling and eliminates the itchiness. Huh, okay, alright. That's pretty cool, actually. Shit. Alright, so, as I made very perfectly clear, oh, the aesthetic for this level. Oh my god, the aesthetic for this level is darling. I love it so much. Even if it is just, you know, stupid branding placement, it is very funny to play through. And the actual use of toothpaste as a kind of sinking sand gimmick that you can just plaster anywhere that get even ceiling, you know, stickiness is great. I just wish it was used more throughout the level. It took until the second half for it to be used at all, and that is a real damn shame, because it was really cool to just suddenly jump into toothpaste to dodge a Sniper Joe, and then be up there and actually make use of it super well. The toothpaste needed to be combined with more enemy challenges rather than more platforming challenges. That's what kind of held it back, because a lot of the time it was focused on platforming. Yeah. Really wish that gimmick was used a little bit better. The aesthetic was great. I had a lot of fun with it, but there were aspects of level design that were just kind of lacking a little bit. There's also that random split path there at the end with the ladder I didn't bother taking. Not sure what that was all about. And there was also no more tokens to go for. And then a very easy Breast Man fight that's just Bubble Man. It's a bit of a letdown. But overall, this person, Cello Gamer, has a really good idea for what to do with aesthetics and how to turn them into mechanics. They just need to practice a little bit more at the actual use and implementation of those mechanics a little bit more. Then they would have a really engaging level on their hands. Weakest aspect. The background visuals are awful. I wouldn't say awful. the original blend of double yellows can actually be hard on the head. Not compared to other levels in this contest. Oh, tweaked it down. Okay. Visuals create some hitbox issues, but unclear where the toothpaste globs are and aren't solid. Beyond that, fun level. Toothpaste themed Robot Master is not something I expected. Crestman takes the theme and nails it. Let's see. Tuned and reskinned to fit the theme. Adorable enemies. Toothpaste gimmick is a highlight. Wall climbing is very fun with it. And makes Sniper Joe a little interesting, yeah. Wanted to use Water Shield. Level architecture was good for using Water Shield a lot of the time, too. None of the assets feel like they hit their peak. Yeah. Toothpaste beams and water spouts should have had more spotlight. I don't remember the Schwarms getting a lot of use either. Other than that, I'm a little confused as to why Crestman has 2 health bars, or they don't think he needs them. This is just basically Bubble Man, which makes the fight drag on, Buster only. And his weakness is obvious enough. The double health might just be up there, so he can still put up a fight? Not sure. Level is decent. Being a lot of potential. A Robot Master based on a brand of toothpaste wasn't one of them. You definitely get kudos for surprising me with the concept alone. For first time submission, this actually isn't too bad. Very rough around the edges, especially some of the early segments. Let's see. Yeah, it improves a lot as it goes on. Doesn't really evolve beyond those basic room layouts until the second half. Yeah, then the toothpaste gets introduced. The way it's used in the walls and ceilings allows for a lot of interesting setups with the enemies. I do wish some of the other gimmicks were used just as much effect, though. Water jets, breakable teeth, and magma generators feel underutilized comparison. Also a very random water section near the end, just so that way you can kind of justify having Crestman in the water. Infinite ammo here. I didn't really find myself using it all that much. Yeah, I wasn't really reminded to a lot of the time. Until the teeth came back out. Now the Crestman actually shows up. A little disappointed to see he's just a Bubble Man reskin with double health bar. It's a bit of a letdown. But overall, I didn't outright dislike it, and it's average. Focus more on the gimmicks, enemies, and room layouts complementing each other, and 2, tone down the color palette. Crush, or else. Now the live patchy reaction is basically accurate. Cute looking stage, cute looking theme. Assets may be a bit crude in some spots, it just makes it more charming. The reskinned enemies are also very fun. Or the 2 shaped accessories that make the mats look like they have cat ears, it's incredibly adorable. New gimmicks are simple, but they serve the right job. Toothpaste sticking is good. Washing the bad teeth just destroys them completely? Yeah, I guess that is a bit strange. I mean, unless they're just so rotten that you're completely blasting them away. I guess that's what I'm getting the impression of, but... As foresight, that's a good word, foresight of making Water Shield infinite to eliminate soft lock potential. Minor nitpick, I'm not a fan of disabling rush utilities in general. The player should be given tools. Yes, yeah. I almost did it. I went yes, yeah instead. At least the stage is relatively tame on the difficulty side. Angle beam coloring. Reminds me of France. French beam! Oh god. That's the most horrifying Robot Master ever. Frenchman? I don't want to fight Frenchman. And then the French beam that makes you French. That is... the American in me shivers at the thought. Crestman himself was a bit of a strange fight. Just Bubble Man. Yeah, exactly. Foresight, the ability to predict the bullshit that's soon to happen. We will coin this term. Hon Baguette Eiffel Tower. Oh no. Oh no, Grimspecs got hit with the French beam. I dodged it but didn't see where it was going. I will never be able to forgive myself. Or the French. Minus the random wall blaster. Yeah, that one was kind of strangely not themed. So pleased that you changed the sprite for the water shield block to something less obvious. The subtle weapon hint in the background is a nice touch too. Learning curve and challenge progression are given some measure of consideration, but the real focus is on exploring how many different assets can be adapted to fit the theme. Quantity wins out over quality. Some good challenges. Reskin Boulder mini boss. I mean, it's still the same mini boss. It's a nice aesthetic change, though. Shortcomings fail to dampen the fun too much. Sure, I'd like the toothpaste to be on a higher layer than the hero, so it's clear that you're sinking into it. A little warning about respawning drillings, and that first death laser would have been nice. The boss doesn't need 2 health bars. The pre-battle water shield exploit? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's probably exactly it then. If you just follow him with the water shield on, it just takes him out. Level could have, or at least takes him to half health. First MaGMML submission is not bad at all, even the graphics. Very deliberate. Omelette du fromage. Charming level and idea. The effort is really appreciated. It's so bright. Yeah, the judge build's probably kind of nasty. Is this something that's being altered for the final build, so it's not really impacting the score? I think that should mean it's impacting the score a lot. Like, it should be the aesthetic score at least. Like, that makes more sense. Like, if the level where you're flashbanging yourself the entire time got hit to the aesthetics, for that, then this one should be as well. I mean, I'm sure it actually is. Didn't actually read the aesthetics numbers, but still. Yeah, our enemies gets a little bit tiring. You didn't use the following platforms alongside them. Gimmicks were a mixed bag. Yeah, they didn't add too much, just the occasional reason to whip out water shield. Lasers shouldn't have been in the level. Yeah, they're kind of just randomly tossed in there. Same with the water. Do not go for the star token. Isn't it on the main path? I may have missed that. Reskin dev kit boss is normally acceptable, but not when you add multiple health bars. It's just waste time rather than adding challenge. Gunjo fight had a similar problem. Some of the strongest elements of the level are the atmosphere, music, and overall idea. Right, the color was cute. It's fun. It's a nice romp. I probably enjoyed this more than some of the more technically impressive stages, so as a casual reminder, yeah, it's still enjoyable. Not sure why this got a pass on affecting the score, but Gilded Man didn't. Yeah, especially Gilded Man didn't. That level was gross. Oh, hey, Beery Joe, or whatever your name is. You look like you're in a panic. Oh, you're angry. Okay, that's what's up with you. What's happening again? Who left their children in a library again? Why can I not read books in peace? Yeah, I know. Children kind of ruin everything. Can I, Here, I'll get rid of these children for you. Oh, that usually works. Sorry, man. You're on your own. Right. Are we almost... Yeah, we're almost done here, right? Okay, yeah, we can finish up. We can finish up tier 11 today. Flamboyant Castle. Speaking of things that probably have an awful aesthetic. A long load time, too. My goodness. For the final version, too? That's... I can't imagine what it must have been for the devs. What was just crawling at me? Okay, those are like 2 Met-like things down there. I see. And they're platforms. Okay, alright. So we got something like Poochie from Yoshi's Island, except it's also out to hurt me. Yeah, yeah, man, the aesthetics on this are kind of rough. This is hurting my eyes a little bit. Just the color choices don't really do well with motion for me. 48-hour reference? I see. 4 things I'm missing out on. Right. By random enemy. Oh, that's a fancy Dr. W, though. That's nice. I think the aesthetics did just improve by going into the castle a little bit, though the white is kind of blinding me a little bit. I'm getting the Discord light mode experience. I don't know how to handle that. Also, I would like to say that's another point there where if I wasn't using the slide button, I would be stuck. Because I would be forced to slide off of a ladder. Not cool. Oh, and that's fire. Okay. Okay, that is a marked pit down behind the joystick indicator. Music is also not too bad. It feels a little simplistic for what this contest is going for. You know, NES theming. And this Metal Wizard is a little bit too well shielded. Oh my goodness. Yeah, aggressively purple, indeed. Is that a Ninja Gaiden enemy? I don't know if that necessarily works with the aesthetic of this. I do like the little golden robot heads in the background. That's neat. Okay, I'm starting to get real mixed messages from what's going on here. We have knights, and we have wizards, and we have a castle, which generally makes sense, but now we also have ninja robots coming out of nowhere? And also still aggressively purple backgrounds? And just regular old shopmen in the mix? I'm getting confused fairly quickly here. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, and I see what took the level so long to load. Also, these hella do not look like platforms I can stand on. I mean, I guess it's, you know, you kind of have to assume it. There's no real choice but to assume that they're platforms you can stand on, but still. I guess it's an ice wall moment time. Oh, no, it's... okay. That's not super obvious what you have to do. Just gonna go and get myself blown up. Medieval English/Japanese castle. Right, where it's all kind of... Oops. Where it's all kind of Englishly themed, but sort of, but no castle was ever made out of purple before. Okay. I like these guys in concept. They are kind of annoying to actually have to keep up with, because they work on a very weird kind of pace. They take a while to turn around, they take a while to show up sometimes, and oddly, the level feels like they're kind of forgetting about the those guys carrying the platform. They only just got revived there, so it's like that's why I wasn't thinking about using them, or that they might show up to actually get that token. Perhaps if they were there a little while ago, then I would have thought about it. I would have been like, oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe I don't have to go down there. Maybe one of those helpful platforming assistants will come out of nowhere. Alright, well, I can cast spells of my own. Eat Thunderbolt. Yeah, we're also getting to that problem of a lot of invincible enemies, either because they are shielded or because they're phasing in and out of reality itself. Yeah, and then also it's just jarring, the inclusion of enemies that aren't part of the aesthetic, like these little devils and the Mets. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Okay, so alright, that's cool to have one of these guys spawning in, you know, and presumably invincible or different version of those platform enemies. It's neat. I guess it's a good way to have them as a, you know, not just a one-time thing. Alright, down we go. Because there's gotta be a spike drop. Still, that's still a very good Dr. W. I love that. A sullen, downtrodden Superman theme. I'm not quite familiar enough with Superman themes to know, but it does seem a little strange. It doesn't quite make me think, yes, castle. Alright, well, now we're into Mega Man music again. I mean, it's literally a Mega Man remix. Also, now we're also getting into long stage problems. This stage was already comfortably too long at the gate there, and now we're chasing after the energy element, question mark? Just kind of feels a little artificial. Also, I like that there could have been some element of a being pressed for time there to actually land on the little platform enemies before the screen scrolls too far, but the screen doesn't scroll far enough to actually make that, you know, dream into a reality. So it just becomes another of the same challenge we've seen several times before. Okay. Alright, well... I honestly don't really think I liked that level very much. It had, you know, some heart and some good effort put into it, but execution on a lot of ideas kind of fell flat. The aesthetic kind of hurt my eyes a little bit. The aesthetic also didn't stay consistent with all of its enemy usage. Tokens, the one token kind of got me killed because the main gimmick enemy that introduced the platform didn't stick around for very long and only kind of came back into the picture at one spot in the middle and then again at the end after being introduced in the beginning. Wasn't much else in the way of gimmicks besides semi-invisible platforms, which don't really do much to change things because they cycle quickly enough to where it doesn't actually impact you. Kind of strange music choices. And then just an end chase sequence instead of a boss? I mean, I guess it's better than just fighting, you know, Yamato Man at the end for no reason, but it was kind of both an anticlimax and an, oh no, more stage after a very long stage kind of deal. I don't know. I didn't like this one too much. Sorry, Kantos. I'm glad you submitted and I'm glad you got this high, but I personally was not a big fan of this one. Sheep Man sounds so much like the Star Wars theme. I'd have to think about that one. I'm not so sure. I agree. Alright. What all the judges have to say about this? Neat music. Neat? Distinct, if messy visuals, 2 solid enemy types. A little finicky to control, but they make up for it through scenarios like the token challenge and the blind night twist. Staying interesting throughout. Those were a personal highlight. Oh, just how many versions of them there were. Yeah, but most of them didn't do anything. They were just kind of standing there, throwing unrelated enemies into the fray. Bit boring if they're the only gimmick active. Letting track that up the differences in experience. Meanwhile, the fire spikes are simple yet effective. Good way to break up the level between cerebral sections. I mean, it's just a platform you can't stand on. It's not that crazy. It also didn't feel very communicated well. To me, it looked more like something was going to like pop out and, you know, spring me up or something like that. Instead of, you know, just hurt me. Strong enemy variety, the majority don't seem to do too much. Besides the two main enemies, the only ones I really remember are the ninjas, because they get a big focus on the midway room, then barely exist, also stand out really badly. Some make shield knights because they're a royal pain to jump over. Yeah, it's pretty precise to do every time. Most of these just has some polish issues. The raining outer wall section looks pretty bad. Really? I mean, they don't quite look like floors, but still. I think the floor you can stand on the exact same color as the walls, with rainfall for extra obscuring. That's terrible for readability. Yeah. Concept's interesting, starts off on a high note, but right around the second Austral falls apart. I had at least one instance where I died against the far border because that Austral took too long to start. Oh, And then after a couple scrolls, the boss just kind of sits there and dies. Yep. Okay, levels layout, performing challenges are decent, but carrying met tools were easily the most interesting part of the stage. And the token was finicky, but still very doable and decently laid out challenge. Homing shots fall short of hitting the player and end up lingering next to you. Yeah, that was odd, I noticed that. You stand still and just let them pile up. There's also the giant hopping knights, which I have mixed feelings over. Avoiding them is made worse when they show up in cramped areas. So look, the stage isn't all that appealing. Certain background elements are a little stretched. Most of the rooms don't offer much in that wasn't seen earlier in the stage. More polished, castle crawlers, nice aesthetic overall, patches being a little generous again. Ninja Joes may be a bit out of place. They were Joes? Single element and underutilized or oversaturated, a very fine balance. I do not agree. The log carrying enemies felt very underused, and the palette felt oversaturated. Various areas of the stage offers from the castle courtyard. Oh yeah, that's also another aspect. It's kind of a shame that like the platform carrying enemies, like occasionally they would pick up like an enemy or something to move them, and like, you know, they would occasionally pick up an enemy during the level and would move them and make the shots a little bit harder to dodge, but or, you know, come in a new way. But that just kind of feels more incidental than anything. There's no point in the level outside of maybe the introduction of the wizard that spawns the moving platform enemies and the Mets, where they're ever meant to combine. But even in that case, it's basically still the same hazard as like, well, here is the platform enemy moving at you. We had more opportunities to like have the platform enemies, like say carrying, I don't know, like a downward shooting enemy from the top of the screen the entire time you're navigating, you know, whatever actual main part of the screen there is. That could have been really cool, because that would have been another use for this enemy, and it's carrying a guy that's shooting at you from the top. It's such a shame. It's such missed potential. Going through a mini D&D campaign? No. Feel a bit too durable at times. Yeah, for wizards, they're also very durable. Used to be standable platforms, even more so during some of the auto-scroll sections. Oops, no custom boss, but the chase sequence kind of serves as a finale. It is a finale. Not a very welcome one for me. As much as the level identity is wrapped up in the visuals, a little clashy and hard to interpret in places, and not remotely Mega Man, yet packed with character. From the clever Dr. W penance to the superb storm clouds, this level oozes atmosphere, and that's even before taking the challenges into account. Fighting castle guards, riding battering rams, racing across fire traps, and navigating magically obscured passageways are the meat and potatoes of this level. There's enough variety, and the setups justify the length. I mean, granted I only started to notice the length towards the end, but like it was long for what little it was doing. Yeah, it doesn't feel very difficult. It's not much of a climax. Yeah, fight some kind of enemy or boss while the level's moving. That would be interesting. Praising Tornado or Break Dash on the last screen. Who needs to beat the level anyhow? Ooh. That would be rough. Long load times hurt the experience. Good power-up allocation helps the experience. It'll make sense without certain weapons. Yeah, I guess so. The mechanics, simple they may be, feel fresh and allow for some fun platforming. I didn't really feel rewarded, it just felt like there was a janky platform that I had to work with now. Spike Drop was not fun to navigate. I mean, it was very non-notable in my eyes. Let's see, where the homing rings don't do this. Yeah, that's kind of odd. Just kind of weird random rings, basically, if they don't home in very well. I got some chaos, and that's nice. Kind of like a, you know, Pinky from Pac-Man. Just like not being able to quite track you when you face upwards is good for adding complexity, but it's a little messy without extra things layered into it. Battering ram mats are probably the best asset in the stage. Explore the mechanic very well. It was underdone to me. Is a consistent look. The level's going to use assets that clash with the main series. I'd much rather the level go all in on it. Yeah, the Mega Man official assets do stick out pretty rough. It is overall a good castle identity, though. It does convince me that we're in some kind of, you know, medieval courtyard, fantasy type courtyard. Like, fine. I'll give it that. The later screens being absolutely non-interesting to a challenge. Also, not to mention some of the latter screens like scroll for maybe a total of 4 seconds before it stops scrolling. So like, huh? Using the X Factory for this area clashes super hard with the aesthetic. It's jarring. Maybe that's just me. No, it definitely doesn't. Boss needed work and it caused the stage not end on a high note. Unfortunate. Yeah, ready to move on from this. Element Man. Man, I already know what you got to say. Tier 11 boss for Snow and Pyro. All right, let's end this stream on a strong note. But Wily Fantasies. How crazy. Hey, you look a lot more concerned than before. Did you ponder a little too hard? Wily Fantasy, Wily Art, Wily Romance. Why can't I read any of these? I want to know about the weird fan fictions of Dr. Wily. Oh, hey you. I was referencing you earlier. I just didn't remember what game you were from. Wizard man, don't you not slam doors in a library? I'm handling dangerous tomes of dark magic. Every arrogant warrior in this tournament. I am this close to unleashing a curse of silence. It was an accident, man. These doors never close that fast. Here to fight for the tier ranks is not going to stay calm in here anyways. Stay calm in here? Things haven't been calm here ever since Ernest shoved those charmless simulations in every corner of this library. Ooh, hostile takeovers, yikes. You run book fairs here. It'll be basically the same, he claimed. Since when do book fairs have hundreds of people scampering about on top of bookcases? I could think of some wild preschool cases. Up to my hat's tip and work, just look at what people have wedged into the shelves next to the actual spell books. Cheese wedges, in fact. Those contained within the Wild Fantasy section is traumatized. Yeah, it makes sense. And Super Fighting Robot. Yep, that's what it was. I remember playing that fan game. A little bit hard, but it was enjoyable. Magic Princess Cyberstore, Volume 4, Comps and Cybeast Player's Guide, version 5. Not only do these people have no respect for the refined arcane arts of the past, they're not even reading the good editions. Oh, you're an elite. Come on. Wizard Man, you should know as well as anybody that the only point of a new edition for a book is so that way the author can put two more sentences somewhere, remove another paragraph, and then earn several thousand more dollars for putting their name on a new book. That's it. All the editions are the same. You know, gets to have the name Magic Man. Not a spellcaster, a mighty warlock, but a mere car shark, a deceptive casino arbiter, a scam artist. Well, hey, he was named first. Back off. I'm sorry you have to deal with all that, but shouldn't we get on with the battle? You could usually break from library duties, and maybe you would blow off some steam too. Yeah, I know, that's exactly what I want, is to be defeated. That'll make me feel a whole lot better. Floating into a magic burst out of anger is the last thing I need today. There's no way to start a duel. Let's do this the wizard's way. Oh, disappearing. I've seen this one before. Just a couple levels ago, in fact. Okay, now I gotta remember how this boss works. Oh god, I always remember having trouble with this boss in his original incarnation. This is not gonna go very well. Yeah, I unironically really hate fighting Wizard Man. Wizard Man Super Fighting Robot was so annoying to actually get around the magic missiles. They have just the perfect amount of spacing for the second one to get you and pinch you right in between him, but then you also can't dodge the first one too fast. And chaotic experience. Not a fan. And see, sometimes you can try to lead it upwards. That way it doesn't crash into you still, yet it's not consistent. Alright, Battle Network sound effects. You can win me back a little bit. Okay, yeah, okay, exactly what this fight needed. More shit going on screen. What the fuck is this? This is insane! This is ridiculous. Yeah, it does seem to stop after a certain distance, but it still is a pain in the ass to, like, actually bait it out and then still have enough time to deal with the second missile. And then, oh my god, that second phase? Really? Really? That is entirely unnecessary. And then that second missile is still usually hard to slide under. I think this fight might be harder than Copy Kitty already. I was having, and less enjoyable. I was having more fun fighting Copy Kitty. Oh, what? There's a variant on these too? Oh, good god. see, that is just such a tight slide to actually have to make. I'm not a fan. And then he's I'm still busy dodging his fucking magic missile and the bullets that come out from the top of the screen, and then he hits me with ice. Oh, it's so ridiculous. I mean, like, okay, clearly I've kind of got the idea now. I can get past the first phase, but like it's I'm having zero fun with this entire thing. This is the exact opposite of what I want in a boss fight. This is just information spam. Yeah, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Well, I mean, it's partially, it could partially be the panic, but it is also like, I fucking hate the magic missile attack so much. He's the most bullshit thing in the world. I don't know how you're actually supposed to consistently dodge it. Because if you dodge it, usually he's right there to jump right into his next attack. See, if I try to jump over that second missile, then I'd be jumping right into the bullets, and if I didn't do that, well then I crash into him, and then he combos instantly into me with an ice shard, too. I don't know. It's still all the same exact reasons why I hated the original Magic Man fight. And look, if I bait it out that way, then look at that. He walks right into me. Maybe my reaction time also just sucks too, but like I can't figure out in time whether or not he's shooting from the left or the right and dodge the fire appropriately because I can't stand in the center when he's doing that. And then there's usually some other thing that's being layered on top of it too. I don't know. Gross. What on earth do I stand for that? What the fuck? I'm getting the idea that maybe those extra bullet spam things are health-based on a Bright Man system. Where having ADHD is a benefit. Yeah. No, I have the hyper-focus problem. I get too focused on certain aspects. I can't remember that all the other ones are there. Oh good, he's not summoning a fucking ball. Oh wait, nope, here we go. Now there's too much. Now there's no safe place to stand anywhere. Now being off to the sides is going to get me hit with fire. Being on the fucking crystal ball is going to get crystal balls dropped on me or projectiles thrown in my face. Oh god, what a terrible fight. Awful. At least I had an idea of what was going on when I was fighting Celestial Woman. The fact that that explodes too is so unnecessary. Not even compare to that train wreck. Yeah. I'm getting in the same emotional state as that train wreck. In fact, I'm not going to even bother to attempt to do this in a smooth manner anymore. I'm going to bust out the E-tanks and the special weapons if necessary. Oh my god, and you have a final attack too? Come on. What the? Get out of here! Die already! You're saying this doesn't compare to Celestial? Then come on! Good, die. No, you don't get any final animation or anything. Be gone. Be fucking banished off into the Shadow Realms. I never want to see you ever again, Magic Man. PK Starstorm. Even the Earthbound reference will not save him. Also, I kind of didn't want a cutscene right now, but okay. Hard work getting through all of them gauntlets, but I'm pretty sure all the ranks on the belt. Seems like a good time for some tea. Let me guess, you're gonna get sabotaged? Oh, and there's Presto. Riding behind the truck? Hold on. There's not more than 2 dimensions. Okay. Alright, cool. Thanks, Presto. Real funny. Where are you going? I mean, as good as I am, not a lot of things catch your attention, you know. What kind of attitude is that? Don't have to get, kind of bot, looking for excitement. You find my own ways to challenge myself. Don't die of boredom. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go. Let's master with a blindfold on while only driving in reverse. Guy I beat was pretty mad about it, but what can you do? Blowing raspberries at them the whole time. It's 2 health bars. Yeah. You're so unpopular running around with a disrespectful attitude like that. Honorable tournament, not a practice circus act. Show the muckers a little. Oh, I'm not in the guys, y'all. I'm not in the mood to hear your dialogue. Here's your another finalist, right? If you're gonna try to hit me with some moral high ground or whatever, guess you'll have a chance to prove you right. We meet in a match. Okay, Pissed Forge Woman's pretty good aesthetic. Acting, I'm more than willing to bash your mug in with me hammer. Just wait till I get me mallet. Need to take a screen cap of that before I won't be able to access Angry Forge Woman later. Hope I can make it actually a dent. You're a complete nutter. Okay. Nerve, I had enough of these ridiculous gauntlets. Oh yeah, hi base. You're here. User man has a proper weakness. Yeah, it helps, but still, it's It's like the game designer giving you several lives to account for shitty difficulty. I was roped into this nonsense for one reason only. So what's with all these stupid tests? All right, my attention is back. Base is on screen. I care now. All of a sudden, what are you looking at? Oh, it's you, the fishy-looking Muppet. So, are you supposed to be a tournament contestant, or... Regrettably, I blew through all those ranks as fast as I could before my brain could short out from boredom. I'm only putting up with this tournament because it's another chance at pounding Crash into the dirt. That makes less sense when you're a custom costume. Where's that naive loser anyway? Almost done with this clown show, I hope. That makes 2 finalists with a bad attitude. Crash, I believe he's still rounding up those ranks. Good sportsmanship about it, I might add. Yeah, I think someone here could learn a thing or two about that, Mr. Cranky Cod. You're talking about sportsmanship? Shut up, Presto. I hate your attitude. You sound just like him. What's gotten into him? What happened just blowing up a city, letting me loose and being done with it? Gotta say, I'm not sure we're on the same page here. I don't see the appeal in being let loose. I had to duct tape weights to myself for half these simulations just to make sure it isn't too easy. Oh, can it, you overhyped motorcycle? You're missing my point. The entire tournament, all of its glitz and glitter, is a complete waste of my time. If that chump doesn't take the bait, then it'll be even more of a waste. Blue nose. You're scheming something. Huh. Base? Never. Imagine your boss coming up to you and ordering you to take part in their ridiculous TV show. Alright, leave it to base to give the whole game away. I could doing literally anything else right now. I don't have to imagine it. Actually, I'm the one asking for more TV deals more often than not, but apparently they are interested in proposals like, put me in life-threatening situations, and I'll handle it. Kind of sounds like a Twitch viewer, no, a streamer's mentality. It's like, yeah, I'll just wing it, why not? Shut up, both of you are so annoying. God, just let me read Twilight in peace. Do me a favor, lose horribly so it could be just me and Crash in the finals, alright? Be that way if the old man's idiotic plot doesn't end first. What a weirdo. Doesn't he know we already qualified? Nothing a fish robot is gonna get under my skin. SPCnia gonna kill the lap around the city to kill time. Cool. More like based. I know, right? He's so cool. Got a bad feeling about all this. Hooray! Tier 11 done. I don't have to fight Wizard Man ever again. No, God, please don't take me back to Wizard Man! Anyways, with that out of the way, we will tackle Tier 12 next time. So thank you for joining me for tonight. And have a good evening. Till tomorrow. Bye, everybody.